Hi, everyone, and welcome to Econ 2302. This is Principles of Microeconomics. My name is Dr. Bayanpur Tarani. I'm the instructor of the course, and I wanted actually to take um, a few minutes of your time to go over the important parts of this class and also show you how you can navigate in D2L, which is the online platform we have at Lone Star College Sci-Fair. I do teach both microeconomics and macroeconomics, both face-to-face and online. Um, just a little bit about me. Before I show you different features of D2L and also talk to you about the policies and expectations in this class, if this is your very first economics class that you're taking, let me just go over the differences between microeconomics and macroeconomics. So in our class, microeconomics, we are looking into more details in terms of economic concepts, of course, after going over some of the foundations of economics. And for those of you actually who took macroeconomics before, especially here at Lone Star College Sci-Fair, you will see that the first four chapters that we cover are exactly the same as your macroeconomic class because we go over topics like demand, supply, cost, benefits, market failure, opportunity cost, and other important topics that we have because these are common topics and these are foundations of economics. So it doesn't matter if you're taking micro or macroeconomics, we need to know about demand and supply. We need to know about market equilibrium. We need to know what we mean by shifting demand and supply. But after these chapters, we will look into the economy in more detail when we start chapter 6. So in microeconomics, we are focused on the behavior of individuals, businesses, firms, and different markets. There is a strong, of course, relationship between microeconomics and macroeconomics in general, but the topics that we cover in micro and macro are completely different. In macroeconomics, we are more focused on a country's economy, a nation's economy. We will see, of course, how the government is involved in the economy more compared to microeconomics. But again, at the end of the day, there's a strong relationship between microeconomics and macroeconomics. But again, in our class, we are not, for instance, going to talk about unemployment rate or inflation rate or GDP. These are all macroeconomics because they are related to a country's economy. Instead, we are focused on how businesses decide, for instance, how many goods and services they should produce in the short run. We will talk about profit maximization for these companies and firms in different markets. We will talk about 4 different markets we have in microeconomics, like perfect competition, monopoly. So we are going to look into economy in more detail. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And again, the first chapters are exactly the same as macroeconomics for those of you who took macro before. But if you didn't take any econ class, don't worry, this would be the first time. So you will learn a lot about foundation of economics before we get into our very first micro topic in chapter 6. So when you log into our class, you should be able to see my welcome note. And of course, I know the link is missing here because I'm recording this video, but by the time that you log into your class, the link will be there. So then you can click on it and basically watch this video. I tried in my first announcement to put some of the important information and also how you can navigate into D2L. So I will definitely post weekly announcements here. So make sure that you check your D2L at least twice a week, at least, of course. This is a 6 weeks class during summer one. So we're going to cover a lot. So you need actually to stay at top of all the deadlines, all the assignments, But of course, my experience is that the students who enroll and take summer classes um, are goal oriented. They know what they want. So I'm 100% sure that will be the case also for you. So just, try not to miss anything. Keep up with the readings, and honestly, you should be fine. Okay. So this date that I put here is extremely important because this is the date that we call it official date of registration. And we follow the state of Texas. So you have to log in before this date to stay enrolled in this class. If you do not log in, this is an online class. If it was a face-to-face class, that would be a different thing. I would take attendance in class. But for online classes, it means that you have to log in before this date. Otherwise, automatically you'll be dropped from the class. Important stuff about this course in terms of especially course materials, lecture notes, as well as helpful videos that I recorded or I found them from YouTube will be all posted under the content tab. So let's just jump into content tab. And before we go, let me just show you one more thing. When you log into your D12, this is the first thing that you will see. Remember, we have a little calendar here where you can see basically which assignment is due. You can check all the deadlines here. That is a good reminder for you. Of course, I will post announcements here, and I try also to send weekly emails. But this is also a good place to check and make sure that you are following everything and you are not missing any assignment here. Okay. So let's go to content tab because this is where I post pretty much everything. So when you come, please start from the welcome module that I have here. There are two important things under the module, this module. The first one is the syllabus. So please go ahead. Of course, I will just go over some important parts of the syllabus, but you will learn more about details of this class, different policies, what is expected. So make sure you go over this syllabus and spend some time reading it. If you have any question, please contact me. You can just click and you can just download it. If you have any question, please let me know. When you are done reading the syllabus, please go back to welcome because, as I mentioned, there are two important parts in this module. This is the first one, syllabus, and then I want you to go to this folder here, student memorandum. There is a form here that I want you to download. I want you to fill it out. If you do not have any question, of course, if you have any question, make sure that you contact me. Then I want you to write your name, student ID, sign it. By signing this student memorandum, you're telling me that you are aware of all the policies, all the expectations basically in this class, and you do not have any question about the syllabus. When you are done signing it, then I want you to go to course activities tab. If you read the syllabus, you can follow, of course, the steps, or you can just watch this video and pause. You can go to course activities, click on assignments. There is a drop box there where you can upload your signed student memorandum right here, okay? So this is sort of an agreement between you and I that you are aware of everything in this class and you're just good to go. The deadline is June 9th. I'm not going to extend the deadline, so please make sure you upload your forms before June 9th, okay? So that is the very first thing that I want you guys to do. Let me show you what else we have under the content tab. Our class is 6 weeks, so you can see weekly modules that I created already for you from week 1 through week 6. So when you click on week 1, it tells you which chapters we are covering. You can find the notes. These are the lecture notes. You can download them. You can print them, whatever you want. These lecture notes are summary version of the textbook. Of course, I will talk about the textbook. Remember that you always learn more by reading the textbook. Do not just rely on my notes here. These are, again, summary version of the textbook. And also, you can find some videos here that I recorded or I found them on YouTube. There are also some videos that I try actually to add to my weekly emails. There are videos that are a little bit longer, where I talk like this one, where I talk over my notes. Okay, let me go back, and then let me, since we're here, let me talk about the textbook, because week 3 is the time that you take the midterm exam. It's mid kind of semester, right? 3 week, third week. So before I talk about the midterm and also the final, let me show you where you can find the textbook. So if you go to this McGraw-Hill folder, McGraw-Hill is the name of the publisher of our textbook. So we use this software that comes with the textbook, which is called Connect Plus. And I know many of my colleagues in accounting and business department, they also use Connect Plus. It is very similar to Chemistry Lab if you're taking any classes with Pearson, using Pearson. It's very, very similar to that. So the best way that you can get the book is by clicking on homework number 1 or 2. It doesn't really matter. When you do that, it will take you to this Connect Plus that I'm talking about. Mine, of course, is a little bit different because I already have an account. So as soon as I press launch, it will take me to the homework. But for you, because this is a new course, doesn't matter if you have also, if you had Connect account in the past, it will again ask you to, you can use the same, I believe, same username and password, but it will ask you to get the new access code because this is a brand new course. So when you press launch, it will ask you to create an account. Again, mine is different because I already have an account. For your account, you have to use for your username, please use your Lone Star email and then choose a password. You have an account, right? If you're waiting on financial aid or whatnot, you can take the advantage of 14 days free access to Connect. But of course, after 14 days, you have to pay for the access code. Otherwise, you won't be able to finish this class. You have the money when you're setting up your account, just follow the steps, pay for the access code, then you are good to go. Again, if you do not have money right now, if you're waiting for financial aid, or if you have any other difficulties to get the access code right now on day 1, take the advantage of 14 days free access. But remember, after 14 days, you won't have any access to Connect. So follow the steps there, create your account, get your access code, because pretty much everything will be on Connect. So these are the homework that we are going actually to have for the first part of our class. By first part, I mean week 1 through week 3, because that's when we have our midterm exam. I opened them up from day 1, but they are due on June 23rd, which is the date that also the midterm exam will be closed. So homework 1 through homework 4. We are going to cover in our week 3, chapter 7 as well, but chapter 7 won't be part of the midterm exam. So chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 will be on the midterm exam. So this is where you're going to take the midterm. This is the link to the midterm exam. And let me actually bring this one down while I'm talking, so I don't want to confuse you. And then after the midterm exam, for the second part of our class, the deadline, and I'm going to change this one actually from June 2nd to June 23rd, because that's when our second part starts. My bad, but I will change that. So homework 5 through homework 8 will be open after the midterm exam, and they will be closed on the last day of our class. I apologize for my deadlines. I'm going to change all of them by the time that you log in. They're all due on the last day of our class, which is July 7th, Monday. And then for the final exam, as you can see, will be open on July 3rd, and it will be due again on July 7th. So July 7th is the last day of our class. So the second part, the homeworks for the second part of our class, as well as the final, they're all due on July 7th. So mark your calendar for that. Let me also show you other types of assignments that we have that are not graded, as I also mentioned it here. So these homework 1, 2, 3 with a specific deadlines, either on June 23rd or July 7th, they are graded. If you miss them, you will get 0. I will drop the lowest homework grade at the end. So if you miss the deadline, please do not email me, can you open it? My answer would be no, because you have enough time to cover them. So I will not open them. Please, please, please do not ask. If you miss them, you will get 0. I will drop the lowest homework grade at the end of the semester. That would be only thing that I will do in terms of missing assignments. But we also have another type of assignments like this one, chapter 1, limits, alternative, and choices. These are reading assignments from each chapter where basically you read from the textbook. They are interactive. They will ask you different questions from different parts of the textbook. If you answer them correctly, then you can move on to the next chapter, next section. If not, it will ask you to read them again. So I'd highly recommend you guys going over these smart books. I know they don't have any grade, but they are helpful. They force you to read the textbook. Again, because remember my notes on weekly modules, they are summary version of the textbook. So by reading the textbook, you are going to learn more. They are open from the first day of our class and they are closed on July 7th again, but they are not graded. Okay. I've showed you pretty much everything under the content tab. So we have assignments, we have our weekly modules here. Make sure that you read the syllabus, of course, first before you do anything. We also have some discussions in our class. So for discussions, you come to collaboration tab, then you click on discussions. It will take you to the discussion board, and we have a total of three discussions. Okay, as you can see, discussion 1 through 3 are again open from day 1, but they do have different deadlines. So please pay attention to deadline. Again, when it's closed, I'm not going to open it because again, I'm telling you, okay, they are open from day 1, so plan accordingly. Okay, if you miss it, you will get 0. And here is how you can respond to the questions that I ask for discussions. So to start, you have to post your answers to the question that I raised on the discussion board. When you post your answer, then you can see other students' responses to that question, okay? Your response to my questions should not be less than 200 words. Otherwise, you are going to lose points. We all use textbook. We all use internet. We use library, different articles. So cite your sources for me. So your responses should be at least 200 words without your citations. When you are using the internet, you can get wrong information. So please make sure that you are using legitimate sources. Your sources are scientific, okay? They are reliable. How you can do that, go through the library. We have an amazing library online where you can search pretty much for anything. Just put the keyword and it will give you a bunch of different articles. That is the best way. You want to use academic papers or journals, scientific journals for your answers. Don't just rely on news or what you read on the internet because there are lots and lots of wrong information out there. Okay. And as a person who is taking a college level class, you'll be able to do that. Then you will get 50 points based, of course, on the answer that you're giving me. And then another 50 point is coming from your responses or your feedbacks to your friends in class. So you need to leave at least 2 feedbacks for your friends. So even if you want to go ahead and respond to all the discussion question on day 1, because again, the discussion board is open from day 1, make sure that you go back to the discussion and read and provide feedback for your friends, okay? Your response has 50 points. Your response to your friends should not be less than 100 words. And please avoid just saying, oh, I love your discussion. Oh, I agree with you. Why you love your friend's discussion. Compare your answers with your friends and see how they are different. Give some sort of good feedback to your friends, okay? Talk about the strengths and weaknesses of your friends' responses, okay? So at least 100 words for feedback for your friends, okay? So 50 plus 50, 100. So it's really, really easy to get good grade from your discussion, as well as homework, because you have the textbook in front of you, you have the notes in front of you. So not that bad, okay? So that is about discussion. I would like to mention last thing about our midterm exam and final, and then I'm just gonna end this video. So for both midterm and final exam, you have few days to take them, okay? The tests, both tests are proctored, okay? They are timed. There will be a lockdown browser where you start the tests. What do I mean by proctored? So you need a webcam to take the test, both midterm exam and final. Okay, this is an online class. So the test is proctored. I'm not going to ask you to come to campus, but you are more than welcome to come to our campus to take your exams. And I have my reasons. One, you want to make sure that you have a good internet connection before you start the test. If you are missing the test because of internet, it is not on me, it is on you. Okay, it is your responsibility to make sure everything is working on your end. This is an online class. You enrolled for an online class. So it is your responsibility to make sure that you have everything ready before you start the test. If for any reason you don't rely on your internet, come to our campus. We have amazing open labs. They are very quiet. We have one in the tech building, first floor, and we have another one in Case. So take advantage of our facilities. Come and take the test there. Also, you need a webcam. If you do not have a webcam, external webcam, or if your laptop doesn't have a webcam, you have two options. You can come to our campus or contact our OTS before you come to our campus and see if they have any available laptops. Okay, then you can borrow one if you are, of course, a Lone Star student. If you are dual credit, unfortunately, you can't. Then you can borrow a laptop from our OTS. Our OTS office is located in Tech Building, again, first floor. Your other option, if they don't have laptop or for any reason you don't want to borrow one, you can again come to our campus and take your test in one of the open labs we have. So you really don't have an excuse to tell me, oh, I couldn't take the test because I didn't have internet or I didn't have a webcam. You can come to campus. I'm not forcing you to come to campus and I won't be there to monitor you, but you have the option. Okay. And please do not let lack of technology hold you back. Okay. You have the tools to be successful. So use them. It's free. Okay. Use it. So you have few days to take the midterm exam as well as the final. The final is cumulative, but the focus will be on new chapters that we cover after the midterm exam. So I want you, when you study for the final, to focus on new chapters. I might just ask, I apologize for that. That was my phone. You can review midterm exam, but again, I might give you just few questions from midterm, but the test heavily will be focused on new chapters that we cover after midterm exam. Okay. It's really, really hard to arrange makeup exam during especially summertime. Definitely, I cannot arrange any makeup exam for the final because I also have a deadline to submit my grades. So no makeup will be arranged for the final. For the midterm exam, if you have college approved excuses for missing the midterm exam, then I can arrange a makeup test for you. For the makeup, I'm just telling you from day one, you have to come to campus and you have to take the test at the testing center. The test won't be online, it will be written, but you have to come to campus to take it. I will only arrange makeup exam for the midterm, and you have to notify me within 24 to 48 hours after the test If I approve your excuse, then you are eligible to take the makeup. Don't tell me, oh, I missed it because I forgot about it. That's a bad excuse. I know you want to be honest with me, but that's bad. Okay, that's not a college approved excuse. We all work, we all have busy lives. Mark your calendars and make sure that you are taking the test before the deadline. Another hint about exams, do not wait till last minute to take them. I know you are studying, I know you work, but the test is closing at midnight. Don't take it at 11:30. So what if you have a problem? What if you have problem with Connect? And talking about problems with Connect, if there is a technical issue you have with Connect, I am not the right person to contact. There is a chat feature on Connect where you can chat with someone online live and they will help you. If they need anything from me, they will contact me directly. They will send me an email. Okay. So try to avoid taking the test very close to the deadline, because if you have any issue, we might not be able to fix it and you are going to miss the test. Okay. That was my last kind of advice. You can have 1 to 2 pages of notes for both midterm and final exam, one-sided. You can write notes, formulas, because we will have some formulas, especially for chapter 6 and for the second part of our class. So if you want to have formulas or little notes, you can have them, but make sure you show them to their camera before you start the test, your webcam before you start the test. Okay. I'm here to help you. I believe I covered everything that I wanted to talk about. There are also 2 practice questions for you for midterm and final. Let me show you. This is for the final, for instance. Definitely review them for each test, read the notes, review the homework, review the practice questions that I posted, and you should be fine. Okay, and just pay attention to your time. So please, please, please let me know if you have any question. Welcome again to this online class. I'm excited to work with you, work with you for the next 6 weeks. Again, read the syllabus. Let me know if you have any question. And I'm looking forward to work with you and have a great summer class together. Okay, take care.